guys, it's the Dog, and welcome to some more Metroid Prime. We're really near the end here. But before... Okay, this episode, we've gotten all our important power-ups, fought all our bosses, and we have gotten every single upgrade that there is to be found in the Fendrana Drifts, Magmoor Caverns, and Chozo Ruins. What's left is 2 missile expansions in Talon Overworld and 4 in the Phazon Mines. And then we're going to go deposit our Chozo artifacts at the Artifact Temple and start on the final areas of the game. So, the reason I know this is an online guide, so I'd like to give a shout out to the guy who wrote the guide. Yesterday, I know I was saying it's not that great a guide. While there are some vague directions and a fair few typos, it's still complete and has helped me a lot. So, it's an IGN walkthrough by someone who calls themselves Chico Bob, so just a shout out to that. Next, I want to mention that over the course of my OCD scanning throughout the game, I've managed to gather every single pirate data entry, in the logbook, every single Chozo lore entry, and every single research entry. There's not that many research entries. As well as, of course, all the artifacts. Now, the creatures entries, there are 5 that I can think of that we would find in the final areas of the game. But I'm missing 6 different creature entries in the logbook, so I think I may have missed something somewhere. Oh, there's a phone buzzing loudly upstairs, and I thought it was mine for a second. Kind of freaked out. Yeah, I'm missing 6 creatures entries, and there's 5 that I can think of in the final areas of the game. Not sure what the 6th is, so if any of you can think of something that I've missed, could be a boss battle or something, please tell me, if you happen to know a lot about this game already. Then that would be greatly appreciated. But, I wasn't actually planning to go for 100% of the scans, so it's okay if I'm missing one. Because I've always not been 100% sure how to get all of them, as I've said a couple times. But if anyone could tell me what the missing scan is that's not in the final areas, that'd be great. Or if there are, in fact, 6 creatures entries in the final areas, and I can just only think of 5 off the top of my head. But anyway, this episode, all we're gonna do is go around, get those last 6 missile expansions, and then go deposit our artifacts. So I'm gonna be cutting out the distance between them. So this might be a bit slow and long for me, but fairly short for you guys. That's the Chozo Ruins, don't need to go through there. So I'm just gonna plan my route here, and I will cut to when I'm in a room with an artifact. Okay? See you guys then. Thanks, Tom. I'm reporting to you live from the landing site, where it seems that a missile expansion has been hiding under our noses the entire game. There is a hidden morph ball tunnel behind our own gunship that hides a missile expansion within itself. All we needed to get to that was the morph ball, but we didn't notice it, and forgot that it was there the entire time. And what's this? What the heck? Oh, it's a shortcut in here. Okay. So yeah, there's one of the 2 missile expansions in the Talon Overworld. Was in the landing site the entire time. Could have gotten that much earlier, but I just totally forgot about it. Kind of unobtrusively tucked back there. The other one is in the Great Tree Hall, or in the room attached to the Great Tree Hall, rather. I'm going to look for a way to, get there without having to go through the entire downed frigate, or maybe I'll just go through the entire downed frigate. Yeah. Probably do that. Might be better than going through the Chozo Ruins. Well, anyway, regardless of how I get there, I'm going to cut again. I will see you guys in the Great Tree Hall. Laws of physics are for noobs. Haha. Shellzap says nom nom. and agrees with me that physics are for noobs. No, I don't know what that voice was. Welcome back, guys. We're here in the Great Tree Hall. Just came in from going through the downed frigate, which I don't know why I dread going through there a second time so much, because it's really not that bad once you've done all the power conduits and everything. It's quite easy, and wow, I didn't know I could reach that blood flower from down here. So we'll want to go to the... Wow, I didn't even need those missiles. I always do that. I take the time to drag in power-ups that I don't actually need. I could use some health right now, but not missiles. Any health? No? Sap sacks have betrayed me. Sad sacks of... sap. Aha! Energy. Perfect. So what we'll want to do... Oh, come on. Got hurt again, of course. Maybe this blood flower will be kind enough to drop us some energy. Yep. What a nice flower. So of course what we're going to want to do here is scale to the top of the Great Tree Hall. Maybe I can actually do the spider ball track right this time. There we go. Now if I can just not fall off up here. Ha ha ha. Now I believe... Is there... No... I forget exactly how this is done. I think it has something to do with the X-ray visor. Yes, it does. There's an invisible platform there. We can see the rain falling on it. Come over here, just beam this door, and there's a missile expansion. And all we needed to get it was the X-ray visor. Technically, we could have gotten it without the X-ray visor if we had paid attention to where the rain was hitting the invisible platform. Alright, we've gotten both of those. Now I'm going to take this handy elevator back down to the Phazon Mines and show you guys the other 4 missile expansions we are missing. So I'm going to cut until I get to wherever the first missile expansion is in the Phazon Mines. First I have to look it up, because these are ones that I usually don't know about because I forget about them. So anyway, see you guys then. Hey guys, for some reason Audacity screwed up and didn't record a whole bunch of the audio for this episode, so I don't know exactly where I'm going to tack this little recording on, but there's not going to be commentary in some places where there should be commentary. Basically, all I talked about was that, was stuff that you probably already heard, about how I got 3 missile expansions, but, I'm still missing the very last missile expansion, and it's not in the Phazon Mines. I don't know where it is, so I'm about to make a big cut to whenever I find where it is, and then we can get on with visiting the Artifact Temple. And I don't know what screwed up with Audacity, if there was just like a time limit or something. It wouldn't have been a time limit. Well, whatever. Enough of this technical stuff. I don't know what caused it. But, I've gotten all but this one last missile expansion, and I'm gonna go get it. The only thing I talked about, really, of significance that you probably missed was this, Phazon beam upgrade, which came with the Phazon suit. This is an extremely powerful, weapon that will only activate if we're standing in a pool of liquid Phazon. It won't activate when we're standing in this ore here. And the only actual place we can access such a pool of Phazon is during the final battle. It's just a thing to be used in sort of the scripted final battle scenario. You suddenly get access to this uber weapon. We can't use that at all right now. So that's really the only thing I talked about of substance. So I'm just gonna be going around looking for the last missile expansion now. I'll see you guys whenever and wherever it is that I find it. Bye. Hey guys, I'm back here in the Phendrana Drift after what is apparently my first run-in with a somewhat serious recording mistake, of Audacity screwing up and not giving me commentary for a whole bunch of time. I really don't know what caused it, so I'm kind of mad about it. I mean, maybe it's possible that I had just stopped it and forgot to start it again, but if that were the case, I would think that the same thing would also happen with the video recording itself, which is an even more worrying possibility, but I'm pretty sure that didn't happen, so, I don't know what happened with Audacity there. It really kind of annoys me that there's no way to record, live narration with the Pinnacle Studio program, because then it would be so easy, because it could automatically be synced up, but, what can you do? The importer takes up all of its stuffs. So I'm back in the Fendrana Drifts, and looks like the, I'm slightly embarrassed about what missile expansion that it was that I missed, since we were just here getting these late-game missile expansions and other power-ups in these ice ruins areas. Oh, yeah, Scan Visor, I know, I get it. I'm just going around getting for 100%. Getting for 100%, going for 100%, getting 100%, whatever. There is actually apparently, there is actually a missile expansion in Ice Ruins East that I completely missed. This is the same room that had a power bomb expansion, or was it a missile expansion? It was missiles, that we accessed through a spider ball track up top. But this one, let's see, it's apparently below the upper door. There is a wall of ice that we can break with the plasma beam. Aha, here we are. And there we are, the final missile expansion. We have all 250 missiles, 100% of all pickups acquired. There we go, our visor is telling us that. So we've gotten everything, and I guess I'm just gonna cut again till when we're back in the landing site, or Artifact Sanctuary, or wherever it is that I decide to start talking again, to return all the artifacts. And if we spend one episode doing with all this stuff and doing that, and then one episode going through the final area, it's possible that this Let's Play could turn out to be exactly 40 episodes long. Maybe 41 or 42 if these are too long, but I'm thinking 40, so that's kind of neat. Ended on a nice round number. Well, anyway, I'm gonna cut. See you guys then. Hey guys, I'm Dog, and I'm back with some more Metroid. Why am I doing the whole episode intro? This is probably going to be tacked on in the middle of an episode. Whatever. And why am I using the power beam here? Who knows? I just had it equipped. Plasma beam is better, but whatever, it doesn't really matter now. So what happened there was I planned on just coming back to the town overworld to deposit all the Chozo artifacts, you know, save the ship, get rid of the Chozo artifacts, all that good stuff. But then I realized I had an idea for what that 6th unknown, creatures entry in the logbook might be. I wondered if there were, in fact, ice shriek bats in the game, because there's an ice shriek bat in a, little stasis tank in the, frigate tutorial at the beginning of the game. And then I realized I couldn't think of anywhere where I could still find ice shriek bats off the top of my head, because they seemed like one of those enemies that would later disappear from rooms as other more powerful enemies came in. Like, I might have been able to find them in an ice ruins area earlier, but now that there are fully grown Sheegoths in those areas, they took out the ice shriek bats. So I have no idea whether there are any or not, or whether they were separate types of shriek bat, a separate type of shriek bat at all. So I'm just gonna ignore it and assume that either there were ice shriek bats and I missed my chance, or the Cloaked Sentry was its own scan, and there was some way to scan it that I wasn't aware of, and I missed my chance for that, or there's just something that I completely don't know about, in which case I'd really appreciate it if one of you guys would tell me. But anyway, we've gotten all the pickups, as close to 100% of the scans as I can get, you know, before the stuff that we get in the final areas. And now we're gonna come back to the artifact temple and deposit all of our Chozo artifacts, opening the way to the impact crater. So come on and load. Well, I'm sure there's absolutely no possibility that there will be anything dangerous that we will have to fight when we try to do this. Mystic Chozo lasers! Mystic revolving totem pillar of light thingy! Cause them Chozo, they're mystical. We know this for a fact. Cue the awesome music! There must be a boss here! You really didn't think we could do all that without ever encountering this guy, did ya? He doesn't like fighting in caves, so he's gonna ambush us before we can ever get into the impact crater. And he's gonna destroy that totem, and deactivate that old teleportation magic light thing. How mean of him. That's just rude. Come on. Dive bombing! Because he's Meta Ridley, he now has mechanical parts, which means he has bombs. Let's, wait. What? Oh, we can actually scan these. Doesn't do anything, though. The ones that we hadn't scanned earlier for ones we hadn't returned earlier. Anyway, new creatures entry. Morphology Meta Ridley. Genetically enhanced Ridley metaform. And that sound effect is looping, and it's really annoying. Reborn and evolved through pirate technology, Meta Ridley is a fearsome enforcer. Its armored hide is extremely resilient, save for the chest, which has thinner plating, as usual. The pirates have fused a number of potent weapons to the creature, including a multi-missile system, a kinetic breath weapon, a Mason... I don't know how to pronounce that, Mason bomb launcher, and an ultra-thermal flame strike projector. Reached a new high in complicated names. Meta Ridley is also a formidable melee combatant, making any sort of engagement a risky proposition, and stop playing that annoying looping sound. Basically, we can just kind of target him and unload plasma beam shots onto him while he's flying up here. Meta Ridley is a good opportunity to unload your charge combos, though while he's up here, you can hit him with pretty much any except the flamethrower, because that has kind of short range. And then he's gonna start doing this thing where he flies way out here, and the other visors don't really do anything in this fight. And then he's gonna come in, drop some bombs, which can actually destroy these totems, I think, and then come up again and try to breathe fire at us, because he's essentially a dragon, you know. I mean, he might be more sci-fi-y and now enhanced with mechanical parts, but come on, look at his design. He's basically a dragon. Bombs! Rope and foil. You want it, my friends? It's yours. If you can catch it as Ridley drops them from the sky. Wow, we haven't even lost one energy tank yet, but we haven't done all that much damage to him yet either. Come on, let me shoot you. Ah, camera. Aha, he's down on the ground for a bit. Might be a good opportunity to do this, and it's not hitting him at all. That was a complete waste of business. And he's destroyed several of these totems. He'll do that throughout the fight, which I think is kind of cool, because you can, like, use them for cover, but then he'll blow them up and that sort of thing. But they will, sometimes drop power-ups as he destroys them. So I'm just gonna unload Plasma Beam into him. It has the most power, or, I don't know, the Ice Beam might have more power, but it has the low fire rate, so this is the most practical. Best balance of power and fire rate we can get actually is pretty unbalanced, because it makes all the other weapons kind of suck by comparison. How did a power bomb get over there? Okay, I got him down to almost just above half HP. You know, it's never called HP in the Metroid games. That's more of an RPG term, but I'm just sort of used to calling it that from, you know, Pokemon and all the other RPGs I've played, where it's HP. Though there are lots of great RPGs I've never gotten a chance to play that I would like to. Some of them on GameCube, or another console. Some of them just things I could get and just never got around to. Some of them for older systems that I never owned. Like the Final Fantasy games on PlayStation 1. I've never played Final Fantasy 7, 8, or 9. Or 10, 11, or 12, or 14 for that matter. 11 and 14 don't really count those since they're MMOs. But why am I talking about Final Fantasy in a Metroid game? It's so random. But what can I say? I love RPGs. So it's pretty much nigh impossible to hit him while he's flying by like that, so it's a good thing he's finally come up here again so that we can give him a nice beating with our plasma beam. Actually, I wanna... Next time I get the opportunity, I really want to try... Well, it didn't give us any awesome ice effects, but that was still pretty fun, using the ice spreader on him. The Wave Buster would probably work pretty well, since it can keep a lock on things really well, unlike the Flamethrower, which is made more for sweeping groups of enemies, and close range, which it's not actually very useful for, simply because you don't get a whole lot of that in this game. Not with enemies that are worth wasting a ton of missiles on. Which makes the Flamethrower actually, in a way, the least useful charge combo, even though it's sort of packaged with the most useful beam. So the Wave Buster could be really good, who knows? Aha! We've finally done it. His wings are starting to burn up, so he's going to be forced to descend to the ground. And he's going to take us on in melee, which, as we know, he's still dangerous in. In fact, I think this part of the fight is in some ways harder. I mean, the other part of the fight, it could be kind of annoying to do damage to him because the way he flew all over the place, and those dive bombings, or, coming over with all the bomb strikes, it could be annoying to hit him, and sometimes there was stuff we could get hit with that was hard to avoid, but he generally didn't do a whole lot of damage to us. In this part of the fight, I find that his rush attack can actually be rather hard to avoid sometimes, especially due to the way he breaks your lock as he starts going in there. He is really fast for his size. He does look like kind of a lithe and agile creature, but you do have an opportunity to hit him in the mouth there. So basically, yeah, you just hit him in the mouth to stun him when you have an opportunity, like when he rolls like that, and then you just shoot him in the chest, which is sweet. Why am I switching to the power beam? Yes. What else? Something that I just didn't use. But there's one they fear. In their tongue, she is Dovahir, Dragonborn, FUS. Oh, I was hoping I could kill him with an epic FUS. Oh, come on! I shot him once with a regular power beam shot. I wonder, this is risky, but I really want to try finishing him with an ice spreader. I just think that would be a really epic way to take this guy out. FUS! Yeah! And now these Chozo statuary guardian things are going to come to life and start lasering him in the chest and knock him off the cliff now that he can't fly. And then he's going to explode. What a way to go. Who knew that Chozo actually had a working defense system here? And now these weird Chozo ghost guys are going to come up, and somehow, despite the fact that most of the technology, or half the technology here has been destroyed, they're going to reactivate this little teleporter thing. So, I'm gonna go back and save, and I won't, put that in the video, but next time on Metroid Prime, we are going to take this teleporter into the impact crater, the final area of the game. See you guys then.